Welcome back to Behind the Print podcast, where we feature industry leaders and uncover the creative minds and their businesses within the world of professional printing. Our mission is to provide you with inspiring, actionable resources that elevate your business projects and accelerate your journey to excellence in profit and print. Today's episode is more than just a carousel. We'll be talking about the Albany Historic Carousel Museum, a nonprofit that preserves history and brings the community together. With its restored 1909 Denzel carousel and hand-carved animals, joining me today is the marketing and events manager, Rose Lawson.
Hello.
Hey, how's your day today?
Pretty wonderful. It's a bit rainy here in Oregon, but we like the rain around here.
Yeah, you guys get a lot of rain. It's kind of crazy.
It's how we have all those pretty trees.
True. And that great forest.
Indeed. The Willamette Forest is beautiful.
Yes. So tell me, who do you serve at the Albany Historic Carousel Museum, and what roles or communities do you most focus on supporting?
It's a great question. We serve all of our community with a special attention, I think, to kiddos and families, of course. We work especially hard to be an accessible space. So we're ADA accessible throughout our building. We recently participated in a colorblind awareness program, and we offer translator services for our tours in over 100 languages. We're always seeking new ways to enhance our visitor experience. The carousel really is for everyone. And at the heart of it, we're a gathering place where families and grandparents with grandkids, tourists, and locals all come together to share joy and community.
That's awesome. So you're really addressing a unique and important need for your community, especially with your most recent campaign with the colorblind. The whole thing was just so cool. I watched it on Instagram and Facebook, and you guys selected those winners, which was just so fun. But what kind of challenges or opportunities do visitors usually bring to the carousel?
Well, we're really lucky here. We've got a wealth of community involvement since the very beginning. Of course, different personalities and expectations can sometimes be a challenge, but our community is really quick to provide feedback in a positive way. So, of course, we act on that. The biggest challenge, like most nonprofits, in my opinion, is always funding. The light bill, of course, has to be paid. But visitors usually come seeking joy and connection, whether it's a birthday, a family outing, or just a little bit of magic. So the opportunity is to give them that sense of happiness, and the challenge is to keep it personal for everyone, especially when we get busy and, that kind of fluxes as well.
Yeah, that can be difficult. And with the feedback that you get from the community, that's just invaluable.
Yeah, and of course, because it is about the community, it's imperative that we do get that feedback. And again, like I said, it tends to be very positive, which is very nice.
That's so inspiring. And so tell me, how does your approach rooted in tradition, art, and community help create those meaningful experiences?
I really like this question. Carousels are already pretty unique, but ours is especially so because every animal is hand carved and painted, all by volunteers. The process really begins with a sponsor whose vision really influences the animal itself, often as a tribute or a memory. From carving to painting, it can take 10 to 20 years before an animal is ready to ride. By then, countless hands and hearts have touched it, making each one a community story. Sharing that progress excites our local community and visitors, and our animal parties, as we call them, which is when an animal graduates to the carousel, is really a beloved tradition around here. When a child rides one of these animals, then they become part of the story, and that's one of the things that makes our carousel more than just a ride.
That is so cool. And I was watching some of the pictures from the process that goes into carving and painting these animals. And it's like you were saying, it could be a 20-year process. That's just so unique and interesting. Like so many people have touched the animal, worked on it, helped create just those little tiny memories that we take home from the carousel once we're done riding.
I would agree, very much so.
That's just so cool, man. So tell me, how does Albany Historic Carousel Museum use print?
Oh, well, how do we not use print? Print is really integral for our ability to share our stories with a wider audience. We use it for daily tools like our rack cards, our business cards, our community event posters. But we also use it for special things like our carousel passport and our carousel annual calendar. I feel like because we're so art driven, as an organization that print helps us capture and then share that beauty of what we do, specifically visually. And we're super grateful to reliable partners like Printing Center USA and also our local print company, No Dinks, for helping us keep this part of our storytelling strong.
Totally. That's so cool. A lot of people do use print, but not to that extent. So that's so exciting to hear that you guys are using it in almost every aspect of the business.
Yeah, we use it all the way top to bottom. And again, we're really grateful to be here today. It's really been wonderful working with you guys over the years as well.
Oh, we've had such a great time working with you guys and printing all those great things for you guys. And we do have a local carousel, not here by headquarters, but just in the state of Montana. And I've been there a couple times. It's great fun. I'm not sure that they do quite the intense work that you guys with all the animals and stuff. So I would say that definitely helps set you apart. But what do you think helps set you guys apart?
Actually, I want to get to that, but I want to mention Missoula, Montana, specifically. Their carousel has a special place in our heart. There's only one animal on our entire carousel that we did not carve and paint, and it was actually a carved and painted bison that Montana gave us as a gift. And it's actually the birthplace of our founder Wendy's idea to create this carousel here is at the Missoula Carousel. So we want to give a shout out to those guys and tell them how grateful we are for them.
Sure. So there's other museums out there like the Missoula Museum and Carousel, but what is your guys' secret sauce? What helps you guys stand out from other carousels like the one in Missoula?
That's a great question as well. Our secret sauce, in my opinion, is our community. The carousel was built here by hand, and it took over a decade just to get to the opening day. So every detail carries the heart of Albany, and our visitors can feel it the moment they walk in. Beyond that, we offer some unique programs. So we offer our Carousel Cares, which is where we provide ride packs and treats to children facing hardships in our community. We have our Carving the Future class, which is a free carving course for high schoolers to keep that tradition moving forward into the future. We also offer our sensory friendly Wednesday mornings because, again, the carousel's for everyone. And then we work with local schools on free field trips, family events like our Royal Tea Party, our Breakfast with Santa, memory makers, we like to call them. And our secret is really to stay engaged and expand those offerings and always keep community at the core.
So you've welcomed countless visitors and tons of supporters from all different ways of life. What would you say have been some of the biggest milestones that you guys have come across?
Awesome question as well. Personally, I've only been with the organization 2 years, but I'll touch base on what I can. Opening day, of course, was monumental. It was a long time coming, so that's probably one of our bigger milestones. Our annual carnival at the carousel, which of course we do every year, that's a chance that we can reflect on the previous year and also look forward to the one ahead. So that's a big one for us. And then also every time a new animal is finished and installed, it feels like an achievement, not just for us, but for the whole community.
Yeah, that's huge. I bet there's just a huge celebration anytime a new animal comes out. I would love to see that someday.
There is. We do a big free cake for the community. The sponsors of the animal or their family often join us and they take the maiden voyage, and it's big to do.
That's so cool. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So on the flip side, what are some obstacles or challenges that are holding you guys back right now that you just really like to tackle in this upcoming year?
Yeah, well, again, like many nonprofits, I would say balancing both sustainability with accessibility is always a challenge. So we're navigating now the balance between maintaining traditions and evolving for the future, which can bring mixed reactions, of course.
Totally.
Funding is always a consistent concern. As is cross-training, I would say, to strengthen our internal team. But through it all, our goal remains to keep the experience affordable and thriving for future generations.
So tell me about some of the upcoming holiday events you have. I looked through your website this morning and there were just some really cool ones that stood out to me.
Yeah, so we're rolling into the holiday season. So there's going to be a lot of winter holiday level stuff. The next thing we actually have is going to be on Halloween. We'd like to steal this from the Geisa Carousel up in Washington, but we want to call it the Scarousel, which I think is super cute. But basically, we have, Halloween costume contests and we hand out candy. We tend to do that with a lot of the littler holidays throughout the year. But for the upcoming season, we have a boatload. So Santa is going to arrive here with our carousel connection. So we partner with a local train company Albany, and so Santa joins us and arrives by train. We also do letters to Santa, so kids can come in, write a letter, and they will get a letter back, handwritten from Santa as well. And then on top of that, we have our breakfast with Santa, which is where families can come. It is a ticketed event, but families can come and they get to have breakfast all fancified in the carousel room. We often have local high school choirs. It's just a really good time. And then they get to take free pictures with Santa. And then throughout the month of December, every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, they can come take free pictures as well.
That is so exciting. As magical as the carousel is by itself, the holiday season just seems to light up the show.
It definitely does, yeah.
So tell me, if you weren't at the carousel in the museum and you had a free day to spend however you'd like, what would you be doing?
Well, growing up in the Willamette Valley definitely made me a nature kid. So personally, I would choose the forest, waterfalls, rivers, hot springs, hiking, all that good jazz. We're really lucky to live in a place where you're just about an hour away from anything you could want to do outdoors. But that said, I love exploring Albany, especially downtown historic Albany, visiting our local museums, walking along the river, or supporting other small businesses in the area with our friends and family.
Totally. You can't beat that. Just a day in the community enjoying life.
Yeah. And a lot of our local businesses are supporters and helpers here as well. And so I think it's really important to stay in connection with each other.
Totally. It's like a community effort that everybody kind of pitches in and helps each other out.
Yeah. And enjoys together as well.
Totally. The most important part.
Yeah, probably, yes.
And finally, how can our listeners connect with the Albany Historic Carousel and Museum, learn more, or support the mission?
Well, for folks nearby, we can always use more volunteers. Many hands, as they say, make light work. There's also a common misconception, especially in our own area, that we're funded by the city or the state. But we are actually a 501c3 nonprofit and very much rely on our sponsors, our donors, and our community support. So ways that you can help is you can come ride the carousel. You can get a membership. You can donate, or you can share our story. Whether you're local or you're far away, every bit of support helps us keep this space available for everyone. I think the easiest way, if you're far away, would be our website. So albanycarousel.com, and then /support takes you specifically to our support page.
All right, cool. That is so exciting. Well, that's all we have for today. That's another wrap on an episode of Behind the Print podcast. Thanks to our listeners for tuning in as we've explored the artistry and innovation of the printing world. Remember, keeping a strong vision, building the right strategy, and using tools like print to amplify your message will make you stand out from the crowd. If you've enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like and subscribe and share it with your fellow print enthusiasts. Until next time, keep those creative sparks flying, and remember, there's always more to discover behind the print.